this week I was at a restaurant, I think it was Tuesday morning, and I went to pay the bill, and there was the guy behind the cash register. I liked this guy instantly. I mean, we just struck up a conversation, and he said, hey, Ray, he goes, man, I was at the Christmas Eve service, and I went, man, that's cool. So we talked about that a little bit, and he goes, yeah, he goes, man, it was so cool to be there. He goes, I hadn't been in church in 7 years. And I went, oh, that's a long time to be out of church. Tell me a little bit. And we start talking about our backgrounds. And, I come from, some alcoholic, divorced parents, and so did he. And we started talking about our backgrounds. And the longer we talked, I just liked this guy a lot. He's a cool guy. And I don't normally do this, but standing at the cash register in a restaurant, I just looked at this guy and said, would you mind if I pastored you for a minute? He goes, no, that'd be great. And I said, good. I just got some advice to you. And I said, we got the same background. And I just said this. I made a decision a few years ago, and here was the decision I made. I just decided I'm never going to miss church. When I'm on vacation, I get up and go to church. I said, I never miss church. I didn't go into this in detail with him, but the reason is this. When you go to church, it refocuses you on God. That then recharges your spirit. Those two things then release the power of God in your life to become something that your background wouldn't have prepared you to become. Does that make sense? And I looked at this guy and I said, I don't want my future to be like my family background. I want my future to be what God wants my future to be. And I said, I actually think God sent me in here this morning to tell you He's got great plans for your future. Make sure your batteries get recharged. Does that make sense? Now, why does that matter? Okay, I asked our staff if they would get a beach ball so I could demonstrate it, and this is what they came up with. So I asked them to get new beach balls, and they came up with these real guys. Okay, this is cool, huh? Okay, Don. Okay, welcome to church. Good. Could somebody get me that back, please? Thank you very much. Now, what's interesting is these, okay, I know this is Ray's stupid prop morning. Here we go. These are the same beach ball. Bought at the same company, paid the same amount, worth the same. There are no holes in this one. This one's fine. This one, what's interesting is this, because this is going to happen to you this year, okay? What happens is this. This one, when you throw it down, and life's going to throw you down some, isn't it? And people are going to put you down some other thing. When you throw that one down, what happens? It does not bounce back. You throw this one down, what happens? This one bounces back. Throw this out in the crowd, bat that back up here, would you? Okay, great. Not the most coordinated section in the church. Okay, bat this one back up here. Come on, you can do it. Next time, I'm going to a different section. Now, you know what's interesting is you're going, man, this just lays there, and this, what's interesting is this. These things cost the same amount. I got one question for you. Which one of these do you want your life to look like this year? Because you will never, now, not look like physically. You will never, ever become the person long range that God wants you to be unless you bounce back from discouragement, unless you bounce back from, does that make sense? Okay? And what's interesting is this. The key to life is not your circumstances. The key to life is making sure you are filled on the inside. In other words, what I'm saying is outward circumstances are no match for inner strength. Okay? And one of the reasons to spend time with God is this. When you spend time with God, you refocus on God, it recharges your spirit, and it releases the power of God in your life. Does that make sense?